and by Geico. A small but spunky crowd gathering at Turner Field tonight. And yes, indeed, there is some red, white, and blue on hand as the team from our nation's capital battling the Braves in the rubber game of our three-game series. Chip and Joe back with you upstairs. You look at the standings, partner. There's only one team left in Major League Baseball, still in single digits in home losses. That is the Atlanta Braves, and that's one big reason why they have a game-and-a-half lead in the division.
You know, I think it was just last year we were talking about why can't the Braves win at home?
Yeah.
Why do they struggle so much at Turner Field? And we talked even then about how cyclical things were home and road. This year, certainly it's flipped the other way with the Braves going 27-9. Excellent runs per game and ERA. They've won 17 of their last 20. And back in April, the only time they've lost back-to-back games here at home. And against these Washington Nationals, as you mentioned, they've been a team that's been tough for the Braves in recent years. And they're just 2-3 against them this year. A chance to win this series, though. That's what Bobby Cox talks about all the time. And the Braves could go 12-1-3 over the last 16 series if they win tonight.
That's really, really good work for this Atlanta ball club, which is also trying to pick it up in the National League Eastern Division, too. And we're back in the Eastern race, of course, with the Marlins, the Phillies, and the Mets right before the All-Star break in the month of July. Jurrjens is back in rotation for the Braves. He'll make his first start in 2 months, and he'll face J.D. Martin and the Washington Nationals in the rubber game of the series. Joe and I will be back with the starting lineups at first pitch right after this. Depot and by Dodge. Well, a cloudy day here in Atlanta. That's kept the temperatures down. It's been a very comfortable afternoon. Hopefully it'll be comfortable and dry all evening long as we join you for our broadcast on Sports South in beautiful high definition presented by our friends at H.H. Gregg. Washington at 34-44 on the year lines up this way for their skipper Jim Riggleman. Morgan, Bernardina, and Ryan Zimmerman, 1 through 3. Adam Dunn and Josh Willingham, a fearsome combo in the middle of the order with Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. Christian Guzman, Alberto Gonzalez hitting 8th, and J.D. Martin pitches and bats 9th. That lineup, of course, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz.
And for Jurrjens, his last 2 years against the interdivision rivals, he's pitched outstanding baseball. 16 starts, he's gone 9-2 with a 1.83 ERA. I don't know if we can expect that kind of work tonight, given he's been off for 2 months, but we'll hope he gets off to a good start.
91-mile-an-hour fastball is upstairs.
His 4 keys to pitching success tonight include no half-stepping. Pitch like you are 100% healthy. Go after it. Don't hold back on anything. Command comes last. Typically, when pitchers have been off this long, it takes them a while to get the release point and spot their fastball. We'll see if that's the case tonight with Jair.
A ball and a strike to Morgan, hitting .251 and 2 for 9 so far in the series. And a butt attempt. Chipper sniffs that out. Bare hand throw. Got him by a step. Good play.
Saw it coming. Was already walking in. Then came running in. And with that big paw of his, bare hands it, makes a good play. He makes that play as well as anyone.
That'll bring up Roger Bernardina, the Nationals right fielder, who's been one of their best hitters this month. This is, of course, the final day of the month of June.
Hard to believe.
.94-mile-an-hour fastball. Interesting you say command with Jurrjens. How much stock do you put into a numbers on a rehab assignment like JJ just finished?
I put a lot in it, finding out how he felt. But that's not what he's after. He's after getting his release point down. He's after feeling good. You want him to say, hey, my leg feels 100%. I can throw all my pitches. I can cover first if I need to on a bunt or a ground ball. That's what's most important. But as far as the numbers are concerned, you'd like to see them be a little better, quite frankly, than they were at Gwinnett with an ERA over 5.5. I think his walks were up there as well. 6 and 13 innings. But he's rusty. You got to expect him to be a little rusty.
His last big league game, April 29th against the Cardinals. And then Jurrjens injured the hamstring running, just jogging up at Miller Park in Milwaukee. He was taking it very easy and just went down as if someone sniped him. And he was helped to the Braves clubhouse, and that began this entire long run of misfortune for him. So it has been a rough first half for Jurrjens as far as injuries are concerned, but he's back tonight. And he got a break as Bernardina chased the ball out of the strike zone. And that's his first strikeout. 2 up, 2 down.
He's throwing hard. Again, velocity is one thing. Feeling good and being able to throw the ball with pretty good zip. He's got that going. 93, 94. Got some help there from Bernardina. So now he gets to the heart of their order, and he's going to have to try to locate a little better.
And Ryan Zimmerman, the first part of that middle of the order attack for the Nationals. Ryan 1 for 8 in this series, but 13 home runs. We'll see how much longer. It's the dynamic duo of Zimmerman and Dunn in order for Washington. Plenty of internet chatter about Washington being a seller at the trade deadline, and the man on deck is a very big and inviting target for a couple of American League teams in particular, the Angels and the White Sox. High and tight. 2 balls and a strike.
Zimmerman had a big hit last night in their win, a ground rule double that drove in a couple of runs. And he had been trying to pull virtually everything the whole series until that at bat. And then he took a pitch the other way off Derek Lowe. It was a good pitch. He'd been rolling over the top of a lot of pitches, and then look where this pitch is and how he goes with it. Down and away. And he even kind of looked surprised. Didn't break out of the box right away, but that was a big blow.
Yeah, Derek after the game said that was the key play in the ball game.
Well, it was a good pitch.
A high fastball retires Zimmerman. And how about the return of Jurrjens? Mid-90s fastball and a couple of first-inning punch-outs. Braves up this way on his Mercedes-Benz lineup card. Martin Prado, Melky Cabrera, and Chipper Jones. First, second, and third. What a year for Martin Prado. Best home batting average in all of baseball. McCann, Gloss, Hinsky the middle. Escobar, Blanco, JJ ninth.
And they'll face J.D. Martin, 27 years old, 6'4", 200-pounder out of Burroughs, California. A former sandwich pick in the first round by Cleveland. You see his home and road splits, a little better on the road. The Braves have actually seen him, and they saw him for 6 innings on the last game of the season last year, right here at Turner Field. 15-inning game on the last day of the season, if you recall.
Oh, I was having a great time watching that one.
No stretch for him. His keys to the game. He pitches real well when he's got no one on base, but out of the stretch, not so good. But out of 18 runs he's allowed this year, only 10 earned. He's already given up 8 unearned runs. Nobody's playing well defensively behind him, so catch what you can get to here today, JD, because you can't count on anybody behind you catching.
With that in mind, the Nationals have Ian Desmond on the bench. He's really struggled with the glove. Adam Dunn made a super play here last night on a hard hit ball at first. And Prado shoots one that way, but out of play for a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Martin should have picked up his first win of the year. His last start at Baltimore, he was given a big lead, but then things started crumbling. Didn't get out of the 5th. But all 3 of the runs he allowed were unearned.
Martin came up May 29th when Scott Olson went to the disabled list. Braves remember him very well. He was the guy that flirted with a no-hitter against us up in Washington the first time we saw the Nationals. And Prado now takes ball too high. Good stop by Pudge Rodriguez. At a full count.
So 38-year-old Chipper Jones make a nice play on a bunt attempt by Morgan. How about the quickness of the 38-year-old catcher behind the plate?
Defense is not his problem. 13 gold gloves. Pudge and a fly ball well hit right center field. Morgan plays very shallowly, and that costs him. That'll bounce off the warning track, and Prado leads off with a double. .111 hits. best in the league, best batting average in the league, and his 25th double of the year.
Had another multi-hit game last night. A double and a triple. Nice easy swing at this fastball that's belt high. No stride. Just good timing, good balance, nice easy swing. Let his hands do the work, and another extra base hit.
That'll bring up Melky Cabrera. He's 2 for 7 in the set. And it's punted foul. Strike one. Well, let's take a look at our Geico quote of the day. A National League executive really loves the way this guy started the year. And here it is. Don't know if he'll hit 300 every year, but he'll play his butt off for you. He's the heart and soul of the team right now. Don't know if I can argue with that.
No. No, I mean, every day he brings it. Sets the table for all the guys in the middle of the order.
Two. Well, with Chase Utley going to the disabled list with a thumb injury, also on a slide, it's quite possible that Martin Prado will be the National League's starting second baseman for the All-Star game. One ball, 2 strikes.
Melky upset with himself in that second bunt attempt when he just kind of stabbed at the ball. Now to get him over, he needs to pull the ball, and it would be real nice to get Jurrjens an early run here.
Popped up on the infield. Guzman should have no trouble. And Cabrera can't move Prado to third base. 1 out for Chipper. Chipper 16 hits in his last 50 at bats. That's bumped his batting average up 21 points. He's now at 252.
Martin's been doing a real good job of getting on base in the first inning of a game, but having trouble coming around to score. Double leading off the game against Max Scherzer and the Tigers on Saturday. And Melky couldn't get him over, and he wound up stranded at second base. And then against Verlander, a single, a stolen base, a wild pitch. He wound up at third and didn't score.
That is one thing about this Braves offense that I don't want to say concerns you, but it's sort of perplexing. We know this club walks a lot. We know this club gets its share of hits. But getting the big hit at times has escaped them. The Braves have left more men on base than any team in baseball. And when you look at the number of base runners they've had in scoring position this year, they've had 1,090 men in scoring position. They have 246 scoring position RBIs. One of about every 3. Gets knocked in. 2 balls and a strike to Chipper. And now 3-1.
Yeah, you expect it to be a little bit better than that, certainly, but they're going to leave more men on base because they get more men on base.
Exactly.
They have the highest on base percentage in the National League.
And that's the chicken or the egg question. Much rather have the chances and not get them in than not get the chances. As a fly ball lifted toward left, and Josh Willingham is under it. And Prado's going to tag, and he's going to try for third, and he'll make it. Close play. As the Braves run on the arm of Josh Willingham in left. 2 outs, runner at third.
But it should have been a run.
Right.
Should have been a sacrifice fly if Prado had been at third base. Heads up base running here by Martin, who knows that Josh Willingham doesn't have a good throwing arm. It's not as bad a throwing arm as Juan Pierre, but not a whole lot better.
Well, let's see how carefully Martin pitches to the left-hand hitting Braves catcher Brian McCann. Pudge Rodriguez has been busy early. Mentioned his age. The Nationals signed him to a 2-year deal to help handle this young pitching staff, which is now anchored, of course, by Mr. Strasburg.
He's caught more strikeouts than any catcher in history. Pudge Rodriguez.
Fly ball left. Willingham throws. That ball is over his head. McCann on his way to second. A 2-out double. And the Braves do indeed score first. I wonder if he even saw that ball off the bat.
Took a 2-out hit to get him in, and Brian picks on a pitch that looked like it was a little bit off the plate. And I mean, hit it hard, and you're right about Willingham. He didn't get a good jump on it at all, and the ball hit actually on the wall into the auxiliary scoreboard out there that keeps track of the pitcher's pitch count.
So there's the start. 1-0 Atlanta. Troy Gloss bats. Takes a strike.
Who's part of the order that's really been scuffling? Troy's had such good numbers since the end of April, but he and Hinske and Escobar combined 7 for the last 47. They've all hit a little bit of a cold spell. Gloss and Hinske looking for their first hits in this series.
Troy is 0 for 7 and faces an 0-2 count.
That win last night by Washington was just their 5th on the road out of their last 26 games on the road. They've allowed 30 unearned runs in those 26 games.
Boy, if they wasted some good pitching. Strasburg should have a couple more wins instead of 2 losses.
Well, they had the 3 big leads in Baltimore, got swept by the Orioles of all people, and had big leads in all 3 games and lost all 3 games. Again, this guy's numbers, when there's nobody on base, a 227 average against him. With men on base, it goes to 383. So he obviously does not feel comfortable working out of the stretch.
He's in it now, and a full count to Gloss. And he'll stay in the stretch as Eric Hinske strides to the plate.
It's only his 3rd walk. J.D. Martin doesn't walk anybody. 3 walks in over 30 innings. There is breakdowns on his averages against him. And despite the fact that he's thrown strike 1 to all 5 hitters, he's gone to a 3-ball count on 3 of them after getting ahead with the first strike. And that is Steve McCaddy, his pitching coach, out to have a chat. The old Chop House. I remember it well. A lot of good food and drink out there.
Jeff Porter, the Braves athletic trainer, talking with John Hirschbeck, the home plate umpire. Maybe John got something in his eye. Standing over near the Braves on deck circle, and yeah, that appears to be the case.
Now, there are a lot of umpires that we would have a lot of funny remarks about and say, boy, why didn't you think of those eye drops about 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Not John Hirschbeck.
No, or this crew.
Because he's a dandy. He is really good behind the plate especially, and one of the better umpires in the game.
So a double and a walk after 2 are out. It brings up Eric Hinske. I mentioned he's hitless in the series. Eric is 0 for 6.
A lot of changeup so far from J.D. Martin.
One ball, 1 strike.
Troy Glass was talking the other day about how it seems like every time Hinske hits a double, it's with Troy at first, and he's got to run all the way around and try to score from first. He said, I told him, just start hitting it in the seats and let's trot a little bit.
Well, if he hits a gapper here, that will be a fun foot race with McCann in front of Gloss. They play Eric to pull in the outfield, and he's ahead in the count.
Showing some good patience on that off-speed stuff. That's either a changeup dying to the dirt or a sinker running away from him off the plate.
Full count. Now the runners will have the advantage of running with 2 outs. Take at least 33 pitches for Martin to get out of his first inning. He's at 32 now.
Well, if he gets out of it having allowed only 1 run, you'll think it's a really good deal. So would his manager.
Again, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Martin, another veteran of Tommy John surgery, had that operation in July of 2005. It took him 3 years, parts of 3 years, to get back to full health. And as Joe mentioned, originally was a Cleveland Indian product. They took him as a sandwich pick, the 35th overall pick in the draft, after the Red Sox drafted or signed Manny Ramirez. Pretty good trade for the Red Sox, I'd say. Manny Ramirez for what turns out to be J.D. Martin.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Martin got off to a good start this year. He started at Syracuse and 2-1 with an ERA under 3. But this is a long inning. Hinske's making him work.
The 9th pitch to him is in the dirt. It gets past Pudge. And the bases are loaded now with 2 out.
Two walks in 29 2/3 innings coming in, and 2 walks in 2/3 of an inning in the first inning tonight.
There's nothing a manager can do about walks. Here's Escobar. Yunel at 246.
Make sure you get a good pitch here. The way he's working and struggling with his control, make sure you get a good pitch if you're going after the first one.
He took it high. 1 ball, no strikes. Not surprising that the Braves are earning their walks. They've earned more than any other team in the league. How to throw strikes to this club to beat them ordinarily. And a pop-up right side. Adam Dunn behind the bag is under it. And all in all, Martin fortunate to escape with only 1 run allowed. It took him 37 pitches to get through the first. And after 1, Brian McCann's RBI doubled the difference. It's a 1-0 Braves game.
Tonight for the Butka family.
Good to see Jim and the gang out at the ballpark. And tonight only, you can buy a pair of prorated season tickets starting at $3 per seat. And you'll get a bat signed by your favorite Braves player. Wow, how about that deal? Call 404-577-9100 now to get all second half games plus a bat signed by a Braves player. Braves ticket sale reps are standing by. JJ, a nice long rest after that 1-2-3 first inning. He now has a lead and faces the middle of the Washington batting order. And Dunn has 4 hits against Atlanta. 2 of those hits are home runs. That's toward the gap in left center field. That ball is going to be trapped. Eric Hinske came up, and Dunn never stopped running and stands at second with a leadoff double.
Great effort, though. I didn't think there was any way either one of those guys were going to get to the ball, but Eric made it a close play. And very good hustle by James Hoy, the second base umpire, who was way out into left center field to watch the play and to see if the catch was made. Eric lays out and did trap it. Good call by Hoy. Good try by Eric to try to sell it.
So Dunn with his 23rd double represents the tying run for Willingham. Like many of his Braves opponents, is a very powerful but also very patient hitter. But on base percentage over 400 because he's walked 48 times this season. That's the patience part. You saw the power part last night.
Yeah, a 2-run shot off Peter Moylan. The first home run hit over the fence off Peter Moylan since Zimmerman hit one for Washington March 30th of 2008. Opening day of Nationals Park.
Yeah, the first game ever played in the Nationals' new home.
Peter's stretch of not giving up a home run was spoiled because of that collision out in Arizona when McLouth ran into Hayward. You might remember.
You and I might remember it. I'm not sure if he does.
Yeah.
He's still bothered with those concussion-like symptoms.
He's hitting the spots this inning. He was up a little bit in the zone last inning, but got 2 strikeouts thanks to that when he struck out Bernardina and Zimmerman with high fastballs.
His fastball, 94, 93. That one blistered right on by for his 3rd strikeout of the game. And Dunn still at second now with 1 out. Let's check out our AT Uverse trivia question tonight.
Johnny Damon. Oh, the only 2 Nationals are Expos from Ford 40.
Dunn had 38 last year. Remember way back when they had that great outfield of Andre Dawson, Warren Cromartie, and Ellis Valentine.
He also had Larry Walker before he went to Colorado.
That's right. Pudge Rodriguez, the batter.
Vlad Guerrero.
Yeah. The old Henry candy bar craze with Henry Rodriguez. He's a left-hand hitting outfielder with some power. Can you say Larry Walker again? I like that. That's
PA guy in Colorado.
The best. Two strikes to Rodriguez. Interesting note on Pudge in the Nationals notes. Didn't realize this, but they said, and I quote, with 299 in hand, Ivan Rodriguez's next home run will likely be his 300th as a catcher.
You think?
Won't happen in this at bat as he'll ground out to second. Done to third with 2 out.
This is sort of where Martin was in the bottom of the 1st. Braves had a runner at third, 2 out, and then all of a sudden it took him forever to get out of the inning with the only allowing 1 run to score thanks to the double by McCann.
So be careful with Guzman. He's hitting 295.
Did you hear a pitch count allowance tonight for?
I did not.
Thayer?
I did not.
I'm going to guess 75 to 80 pitches because that's about where he was on his rehab starts.
He's at 28 now, but he has 3 strikeouts. So we'll see how deeply he can go in this one. You know, he'd like to go at least 5 with the lead. That would qualify him for his first win of the year. Pretty remarkable when you think about this. You had said to the Braves at the start of spring training, final day of June, Kenshin Kawakami will have 1 win, Jurrjens would have none, and the Braves would be in first place. You'd say no chance.
You'd say, what happened?
Right. But here we are. That's the case. Strike 3 on the 30th pitch of the game. 4 strikeouts among the first 6 outs for JJ tonight. And he has been staked to a 1-0 lead as we head to finale of this very long homestand. The Braves then will hit the road for their final 6 games before the All-Star break. And here you see what's on tap against the Fighting Fish starting Friday night.
Yeah, the Braves are catching all 3 of the aces for the Florida Marlins, especially Josh Johnson, who will work tomorrow night against Chris Medlin. That'll be a terrific matchup. Anibal Sanchez has pitched real well against the Braves the last 2 years.
And a set of matchups brought to you by our friends at AirTran. The Marlins have beaten the Mets the last couple of games. And they finish up their series in San Juan, Puerto Rico, New York this evening. We'll keep you updated on that score.
Don't you think they would have played a day game? I mean, a 3-hour flight back to the mainland. Man, hang with them.
I guess with the off day, maybe not such a big deal, but
I guess so.
They've had big and enthusiastic crowds down there, and the Marlins have helped the Braves keep the Mets at bay, a game and a half behind us in the East.
Reds came from behind to beat the Phillies today, and Roy Halladay.
Another one of those go figure things. Looking at the Braves rotation as it's currently configured, you'd have said on June 30th that Roy Halladay would have more losses than any other current Braves starter. You'd be surprised by that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken that.
He lost for the 7th time today as the Reds knocked him off. Blanco retired, 1 out in the 2nd.
Joey Votto, Jay Bruce both hit home runs today to come from behind for the Reds and beat Philadelphia. With the Braves, with this stretch of games before the All-Star break against each one of their division rivals, and they need to take advantage of that.
And the Phillies will catch the Braves without Jason Hayward. The Braves, though, will catch Philadelphia without Chase Utley, who's disabled, and Placido Polanco, who's hurt.
Carlos Ruiz is still not playing. He's not on the disabled list, but he hasn't played lately either. Catcher.
See the cast on Jason's hand. He's able to do strength exercises for the forearm, but that thumb is completely immobilized.
Said today, he said, it looks like it really feels good. He goes, yeah, when I hold it like this. He held his arm straight up in the air.
Jurrjens swings and misses. He's the second out with the bases empty. During this month of June, Braves fans have voted for one of 3 finalists in People Magazine's All-Stars Among Us, choosing a person in our community who gives his or her time and resources to help others. Today, the winner was announced, and congratulations to Bruce Deal of Tyrone, Georgia. He founded City of Refuge, a nonprofit organization that provides programs and services to individuals and families in need of food, clothing, job training, and more. Bruce Deal for the Atlanta Braves will be honored at the All-Star Game in Anaheim on July 13th, seen only on Fox.
Congratulations to Bruce. That is a big deal, Bruce.
And a pretty nice thank you getting a chance to go to the All-Star Game, which will be in Anaheim. I believe, is it today or tomorrow, the final day to vote?
I think tomorrow. Ends tomorrow.
So still a chance to help the man in the batter's box try to catch Chase Utley. And a hard hit ball. Nice play at second. Long throw by Guzman, retires the side. He took away a hit from Prado, and the Braves are out in order in the 2nd inning. Still a 1-0 Braves lead early. by AT Uverse, by Honda, by McDonald's, and by Georgia Power. With Joe Simpson, Chip Carey back with you in Atlanta. We move to the top of our third inning. First start for Jurrjens in a couple of months. He has 4 strikeouts so far in the game, and good velocity, pretty good control.
Off to a good start.
He's facing Alberto Gonzalez, who had a perfect night at the plate last night, and now has an even count at 1-1.
He's had back-to-back perfect nights. First night he went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Last night 4 for 4, tying a career high.
Pretty sure he liked the second night a lot better than the first.
I'm sure. Oh yeah. Nice slider. Took a little off that.
Late on that pitch and into the second deck. A ball and 2 strikes.
He is liking his fastball tonight. He's having some fun. Shook off the slider. Wanted to throw the fastball. This time he'll throw the slider.
And it jammed Gonzalez. Chipper cuts it off. Throws on the run and got it 1 out. Well, Chipper's been spry on the infield in this game. A couple of good plays. 1 out. And baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage starts Tuesday, July 13th, live from Anaheim at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox.
You doing that game?
No. Negative.
Why not?
I have contractual obligations to babysit my 19-month-old.
Couldn't get out of it?
No, I wouldn't want to. As J.D. Martin bats.
That's an ironclad contract there.
Yeah, little Tristan might be mad if I'm not home for the All-Star break. Now Joe Buck, Tim McCarver, and the gang on Big Fox. Best broadcasting crew in business will take care of things out in Anaheim.
I think you should do it.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
That is inside the bag, fair by J.D. Martin. And a big turnaround first. He'll wend his way to second and stop there. He couldn't have rolled that ball any better down the line.
Nope. Oh, he hung a slider right up there where he was fooled, but all he had to do was get the bat around. You're going to hang one to the pitcher.
Here's Morgan. He tried to bunt his first time, and Chipper threw him out. And he's a little late on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Fans and broadcasters talk all the time about guys like Jurrjens coming back from injury at this point in the season and say it's like making a trade without giving anybody up. Is that how the players feel?
I would guess. I would guess especially where he's concerned, because he started the season as the ace of the staff. He was the guy who won 13 games 2 years ago, won 14 games last year. And big things were expected from him this year to keep improving.
He's had the strikeout ball working tonight. That's 5. And Morgan left shaking his head. 2 outs.
He struck out 9 in 14 innings in spring training. He had a big game against Colorado on the 18th of April, struck out 9 in 8 innings, but otherwise didn't strike out more than 4 in any other start.
Here's Bernardina. He struck out swinging his first time, and he pops the first pitch up to short. That'll help Jurrjens' effort. 43 pitches so far. And a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of inning number 3 at Turner Field in Atlanta. really the last week. Hot, oppressive, muggy conditions up until tonight. And our Braves baseball broadcast on Sports South is always presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff and the low price. Good start for the Bravos. Up a run here in the bottom of the third. And get that out of here.
No, take that home. Those got to be banned from Turner Field. Get it out of here. Illegal.
What do they call those things?
Contraband.
Contraband. I thought they were named after Paul Zuvela. Oh, yeah. But it's a Vuvuzela, I think. Notice there's nobody sitting directly in front of that guy.
No.
Melky Cabrera leads off the third and takes a strike. High fly ball hit to right. Bernardina is going to track it down. And one man down. Tonight, only buy a pair of prorated season tickets starting at $3 a seat and get a bat signed by your favorite Braves player. Call 404-577-9100 now to get all second half games plus a bat signed by a player. Braves ticket sales reps are standing by. David Radcliffe from Stockbridge, Georgia just got a bat signed by Jason Hayward. Here's Chipper.
Again, just got to get somebody on. Make this guy work out of the stretch, or he's not as effective.
Set down 5 in a row after he loaded the bases. And the count to Chipper. Now a ball and a strike. You mentioned the tough luck of Martin. Hasn't won since last September. Last 8 starts in the big leagues have been winless for him. Not much defense behind him, not much run support for him. And the same story early on tonight.
He actually had a winning record last year after he got called up. Finished the year 5-4. Couldn't make the rotation out of spring training, but got a quick call up, as you said, when Scott Olson was injured.
There's a line drive. Boy, he tomahawked that ball, didn't he? Chipper 1 for 2.
Well, he doesn't throw hard to begin with. He's right around. He hasn't hit 90 yet. He's 86 to 88. So he's really got to spot his fastball to good places. This was not a good place. It was up a little bit, and he's lucky that it was hit high enough that he didn't have to duck to get out of the way.
You made the point when we were last together on a broadcast about how Chipper's swing is looking like the old Chipper Jones swing. Fundamentally, point of contact is beautiful.
Yeah, staying back, trusting his hands. And more than anything else, staying inside the baseball to generate some bat speed. Hitting streak snapped last night. It starts a new one today.
And the day at 252, probably a couple of points higher than that now as he leads from first. And Brian McCann with the game's lone RBI. That was a double in the first inning. That's a 1-1 count. Zimmerman in foul ground, might have a play. 2 outs. Troy Gloss, 4th in the league in runs batted in. Walked his first time up. This is the spot where he's been one of the most effective hitters in all of baseball. Troy Gloss this year has 27 2-out RBIs.
Chipper had to dive back at first base on that pickoff attempt, and he got up and wiped his hands on the back of Adam Dunn's jersey.
High fly ball to center. Niger Morgan is under it and has it. And that'll retire the side. Chipper Jones had a single, and that's all for Atlanta. Still a 1-0 game after 3. In Atlanta, 3 in the books. Jurrjens with 5 strikeouts so far. And he'll face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Jim Riggleman's 34 and 44 Washington Nationals. And it starts with Ryan Zimmerman. He's had a bit of a June swoon. His average under 200 the last 3 weeks. Braves have really held this guy in check. Zimmerman just 3 hits and 21 at bats.
A lot of moving parts in his swing. He starts with his hands straight out in front of him, then rides him back, then kind of cocks his wrists, his little bat waggle. Awfully strong. Late on that one. Hands go down and back, then waggled and the high leg kick. Tried to pull his hands in there to get the big end of the bat to the ball and couldn't. Another good pitch from Jair.
Most of his power has come away from Nationals Park. 10 of his 13 homers away from home. And he takes a shot down the right field line. And that's out of play, foul.
And if he does that, he becomes especially hard to pitch to, just like Derek Lowe discovered last night when he made a good pitch on him and he hits a ground rule double just like that. Excellent strike to ball ratio so far for Jurrjens.
Broken bat pop up. 1 out. Boy, did he get sawed off.
Well, watch what he does here. Look how far he stands off the plate. He's got a little bit of an open stance, and then this foot comes back and basically tied himself up. When he stepped back into the plate, that riding fastball came in on him, and he kind of jammed himself by diving in trying to protect the plate. Remember, he just hit one down the right field line. And Jurrjens didn't let him have a second opportunity to do that.
Big Adam Dunn stands in and looks at the ball low. Braves now employ a shift with Dunn up. Escobar, Prado, and Gloss on the right side of the infield, with Martin playing in shallow right. And with Washington way back in the National League East race, many feel they will be sellers at the deadline. That's something that doesn't really make Dunn very happy. As this ball popped up, long run for Chipper. In foul ground is going to have room, and they let him swing 3-0, and he pops up. That doesn't make Dunn happy either. 2 outs.
No, didn't get a real good pitch to hit there.
And with the bases empty, let's revisit our AT Uverse trivia question. Dunn led the Nationals with 38 homers last year. Who are the only 2 Nats or Expos to record a 40-homer year?
I liked your Henry Rodriguez call. I like that one, and I'm going to throw Vladimir Guerrero in there, too. Well, got one right.
I forgot about Soriano. Yeah, he was a 40-40 guy.
Yep.
Then went to the Cubs, and
back when he really played hard and
could run.
Mm-hmm.
No such luck for him now. Yeah, you forget about Soriano. As Willingham checks his swing, Gloss can't get to it before it trickles foul. 2 strikes, though.
Soriano's been coming around, though. Had a 2-home run day a couple of days ago for the Cubbies. Yes, make it 2 up here in the booth for the nachos, please. Laser Baker said 3. Make it 3.
0-2 the count. 0-3 the count. Boy, he has elevated that fastball all night long. Jurrjens a hot tamale tonight. 6 strikeouts. And he sent down his last 5 national. Lead by a 1-0 score. Let's take a look at our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard. Another problem area that Jim Riggleman's got to try to fix is Washington's defense.
They've got to figure out something. They got to start catching it a little better than they've been doing. Most errors in the major leagues, worst fielding percentage. And it's not just a 2010 problem, as you see there.
Kinski looks outside at ball one. The main culprit is the youngster Ian Desmond. He's committed 19 errors.
I'm really surprised. When we saw him earlier this year, he was terrific. Made all the plays in Washington in that series. But he's not the only guy.
Yeah, Desmond has 19 of them. Guzman has 9. Adam Kennedy has 8. He's not an everyday player. Kinski bounces one up the middle. A leadoff single, and that's one of your keys. Get Martin to the stretch. Eric does it to lead off this 4th inning.
You know, let's see if it leads to something. Again, a 383 average against him with men on base, just a 227 average when he's working out of the windup. Pitch wasn't even close to being a strike. Ramped it right off the mound.
Escobar popped out with the bases loaded. 2 outs to end the Braves' first. Atlanta leads 1-0 on a Brian McCann 2-out run-scoring double that brought home Martin Prado, who added to his league-leading hit total by opening the game with a 2-base hit. Been kind of stuck in baseball purgatory offensively all year long. He'll have a hot streak, get his average up to 250, 255, and then it sort of tumbles back in the 240s again. 18 RBIs and surprisingly no home runs for him. He's a guy that's got plenty of strength to hit the ball out of the park.
Yeah, it's closing in. He's closing in on, I think, 300 plate appearances since his last homer last year. Quite a difference.
His last home run was September 2nd against Leo Nunez of the Marlins.
And a guy a lot of people last year considered the MVP of this team, given his run production and solid defense.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Junel's very good. Learned from Edgar Renteria the value of going to the opposite field, hitting the ball to right field. He's got a great opportunity to do that here, especially if he gets some more off-speed pitches from Martin. Big hole over there.
He took a shot that way, but pops it up again. This time, Guzman at second base for out number 1. Zohinski anchored at first, 1 out, and Gregor Blanco, the Braves center fielder tonight, he's 0 for 1.
Fastballs are mostly 2-seamers, turning the ball over a little bit, trying to get him to sink, trying to run a cutter in on the left-hander's hands. And a breaking ball, but it's been fastball changeup primarily.
"37 first inning pitches. He's up to 69 total now and has only given up 1 run. Hope the Braves don't regret not cashing in a big inning when they had him on the ropes in the first.
Well, last night was the first night that the Braves in the last 5 games had not seen somebody throw a 97 or better. And Craig Stammen worked that to his favor as he works into the 8th inning, gave up only 2 runs. Tonight, here's a guy who's throwing even slower than Stammen, and they're having a little hard time staying back and waiting for him.
We had mentioned, though, the Braves on this homestand in a stretch, 4 straight games against the Tigers, and then with Strasburg, where it was 95 or higher.
Yeah.
And so, to your point, maybe a little tougher to dial down the bat speed.
Well, last night I said that there was kind of a Strasburg hangover. I mean, there was so much intensity in that game against Strasburg Monday night. Players said it had a playoff type feel to it, an atmosphere, and last night there wasn't.
Snap throw to first and back safely Linsky.
But part of that, what contributed to it was there wasn't a guy out there throwing 95 plus. Stammen was mixing up his pitches, and everybody was out on their front foot. Couldn't stay back.
Missed the corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jurrjens next. Runner goes. Pitch line center field. Morgan plays it on a hop. So 2 aboard for the Braves pitcher, Jurrjens.
And old Gregor Blanco just keeps hitting the ball, putting it in play, and finding some base hits. Hit that one sharply. 2 hits and a run scored last night. 1 for 2 tonight. Had a good at bat and hit a good pitch. He's playing terrific. Good defense that you always expect from Blanco, but he's getting his hits too.
And that's very important with the injury to Hayward, as we've talked about, and the injury to Nate McLeod. Braves outfield core has been pretty thin. But Blanco stepped in. Matt Diaz is back. Melky Cabrera stepped it up. Adam Dunn and Ryan Zimmerman almost fainted. Showed bunt and got ready to swing.
He may not be quite as anxious to charge. But if they're going to take it away from you, you're taught as in that situation, they're going to try to force you to bunt the ball right at him and pull the bat back and see if you can chop it past.
Swinging again. And a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. I imagine times like this is when Adam says, you know, I really miss playing the outfield.
I didn't have to charge anything in left field unless it was a grounder rolling to me.
He didn't go. 2 balls and a strike.
He might have caught a break there. He was late getting that bat back. This will give us a good angle at it. Yeah, his hand kind of top hat took the bat down there. Very fortunate.
Line over third. Pinsky around third. He's going to score. Blanco on his way to third, and Jurrjens helps himself with a rocket to left.
Wasn't that something? Gotta love it. Did him a favor, threw a fastball up and in. Remember, he doesn't throw that hard, but Jair, with his swing shortened up to just chop at the ball, able to get the barrel of the bat to the ball and get it past Zimmerman, who's only playing at about 60 feet away. What a nice job by Jair.
He's having himself quite a comeback tonight, isn't he?
That was beautiful.
So 3 hits in the inning. A run is across. 2-0 Braves, and now the top of the order. And now Prado shows bunt. I'll tell you what, Bobby Cox, the last 2 weeks of this month of June, has broken into every bit of his bag of tricks. A lot of steals, a lot of bunts, a lot of squeezes.
Where Blanco dropped a bunt down to get Glaus in earlier in this homestand, Prado was trying to take a page out of that with just a bunt for a hit to get the guy in.
Already a double and a run scored for Martin Prado, whose batting average at .335 now, tops in the league. Looking for his 38th multi-hit game this year, and this is the 79th game of the season. Again, tried to butt home Gregor Blanco, but falls behind a ball, 2 strikes. Sar Geico quote of the day earlier. National League executive said Martin Prado, the way he's playing right now, might be the heart and soul of this Braves ball club.
It's hard to argue it.
He's certainly the engine that's driving it, that's for sure. And he stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The only thing I don't like, the first bunt attempt was good because it was the element of surprise. The second bunt attempt, all it served to do was put him behind in the count. You know, and you got the league's leading hitter up there. You want him hacking away. And he's probably trying to make sure he stays out of a double play possibility. But I want Martin swinging.
Now the count back at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's so good at situational hitting. A couple of nights ago took an 0 for 3, but delivered a sacrifice fly in the 7th that was key.
Fly ball hammered toward left. Willingham back. Awkward route, makes the catch. It's another sac fly and another RBI. 3-0 Atlanta. And remember, Prado was down 2 strikes in the count.
And that's why you like seeing him swing the bat. He's such a tough out. That was a slider that started at him and then broke to the inner third of the plate, and he didn't flinch. He stayed right in there and barreled up another one. His 34th RBI.
So Jurrjens at first. 2 outs now for Melky Cabrera, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Left side pop up. Zimmerman long run near the stands, reaches up, and they're going to say fan interference. That is going to be the case. A fan reached over the railing and interfered with Zimmerman's chance to make that catch, and Melky Cabrera will be called out on a pop up and fan interference. Hustling down the line was Todd Tichenor, and you see that fan and Zimmerman collide, and that'll do it for the Braves in what was a very profitable bottom of the 4th. Nothing advantage in the rubber game of the series. And Braves fans, tonight only you can buy a pair of prorated season tickets starting at $3 a seat and get a bat signed by your favorite Braves player. Call 404-577-9100. Ask for Beth Marshall now, and you'll get all second half games and a bat signed by a Braves player. Braves ticket sale reps are standing by. Michelle Billings from Atlanta just got a bat signed by catcher Brian McCann. Phone lines ought to be buzzing. Figures to be an exciting second half of the season. Braves still have a ton of home games left, including 3 more with the Marlins this weekend. Then the All-Star break, and then mid-July is upon us, if you can believe that, with Milwaukee and the Padres. The lone July homestand after the All-Star break.
It's going to be a dogfight to the very end, I think. 4 teams. Florida's only 7.5 out entering play tonight if they get that game in down in Puerto Rico.
Rodriguez looks outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Even the Nationals, with all their problems, they're 11 out. And anytime the big boy goes, you know, they've got a great chance to win that game.
See, that's what I thought about with respect to the aftermath of beating Strasburg 5-0 the other night. The next day I go into Chipper and I said, well, what were your thoughts? He said, one of the best changeups I've ever seen. He had a good curveball, but I disagree with Smoltz. I think it was maybe not quite as good as Kerry Wood's when he first broke in. I said, well, you got this going for you. You might get a chance to see him 4 more times.
Oh, a comebacker. Jurrjens knocked it down and makes the play. He's in the center of everything tonight.
This took some quick reactions and a follow-through that allowed him to defend himself. Man, oh man. Didn't have to move his glove a lot. That was a rocket.
Guzman jumps on the first pitch, drives that to right. That's near the line, but foul.
But I just think it's exciting for the whole National League East to have young players on virtually every team. Strasburg here with the Nationals. Of course, Jason Hayward with the Braves. You got Ike Davis with the Mets. You got Mike Stanton with the Florida Marlins. All these young guys that have put new life into the East, and they're fun to watch, and on any given series might have an impact on a series. Braves are hoping to have Jason back after the break, All-Star break.
And that'll be when the Brewers are in town. Pitch a little low to Guzman. Well, it's great for baseball. Every race at the start of today's play, gap between first and second, 3.5 games or less.
Ow. It's not surprising to me to see teams erring on the side of caution, like with Jason. I'm assuming like with Chase Utley and Placido Polanco, that you get the 2 weeks and the break and the All-Star break in there, so there's some built-in time there for guys to get well.
Guzman flips the bat and dumps it into left field for his first base hit of the game. Well, I was interested, too, in what Bobby said. You know, Hayward at last count was second among National League outfielders. Bobby said, well, heck, what better place for Hayward to rehab than maybe playing in the All-Star game? I don't know that that's going to happen.
I got the impression from Jason that it wasn't, but I could be wrong. Guess we'll wait to see how that plays out.
Out of play foul by Alberto Gonzalez, who bounced out his first time up. What a great story for Hayward. Here he is, rookie season, second in the outfield voting in the National League. And he'll probably be an all-star, even though he may not play because of injury. Another rocket up the middle, this one from Gonzalez. And that's 3 pretty well hit balls in a row. One of them was an out, but now 2 on with the pitcher's spot due.
And he has a hit tonight on a hanging slider. Again, the guesstimate was that Jurrjens would probably be somewhere in the 75 to 80 pitch range on a limit tonight, unless he was just breezing right along. And that's just a guesstimate on my part.
Which he was until this 5th inning. Jurrjens with 6 strikeouts, 65 pitches. And Martin, the hitter, doesn't have a sacrifice yet. But he will have one now, as there's your second out.
Good job, good bunt.
1-4 on the sacrifice, and now the key man, Nyjer Morgan, who is 0 for 2.
It was interesting. The Nationals had a guy warming up in their bullpen, Doug Slayton. I guess in case the pitcher spot came up, but Jim Riggleman decided to let the pitcher hit and move the runners up. And keep Slayton, or keep Martin in the ball game.
Morgan 0 for 2, tried to bunt his first time and struck out in the 3rd. Jurrjens has a 3-run lead. He's given up 4 hits. Nationals have had trouble scoring runs this year. They are 11th in the National League, just over 4 runs a game. And now he's gone 3-0 with Bernardina waiting next.
And he's been a hot hitter, red hot.
And 4 straight, loads the bases. So on a night when we wondered what kind of control Jurrjens would have, here he is in the 5th inning with 2 outs, issuing his first and only walk of the night. And it comes in a bad spot, loads the bases, and brings the potential go-ahead run into the batter's box. You're right, Bernardina hot. 342 average in the month of June. And he's hit the Braves hard, 7 for 20 this year.
He did Jurrjens a favor his last time up when he went after the first pitch and popped it up. Let's see if he's aggressive here with him loaded.
He was. Strike 1.
Jurrjens 3 rehab assignments. He threw 66 pitches, 79 pitches, and 81 pitches. Tacking on a couple each time.
His 72nd is a ground ball to second, and Jurrjens has qualified for the win. A little fist pump as he makes his way to the Braves dugout. 3-0 Atlanta in front. column. And in this Braves fifth, it'll be Chipper Jones, Brian McCann, and Troy Gloss. It's been a very special baseball day here in Atlanta. And Joe, I know you took part in the festivities and the announcement today at the King Center as the Braves will host the Civil Rights Game in 2011 and 2012.
Yeah, it was a great day. Mr. Jurrjens was there representing the team. Hank Aaron, of course. Martin Luther King III. Andrew Young. Jimmy Lee Solomon representing the commissioner's office. And a very nice thing for the Braves and for the city of Atlanta to host that game in each of the next two coming years.
I must say, you clean up pretty well.
Not as well as some of the folks that were there. Golly, there were some people decked out. Beth Marshall. Among others.
So looking forward to that in the 2011 year. Hopefully the Braves will be defending a championship as Chipper bounces to second and is retired for the first out.
I like what Mr. Jurrjens said, among other things, talking about the responsibility that the Braves would embrace in hosting those games. He said, and they would conduct those games in typical Braves gold standard fashion. I like the way he put that.
Here's BMAC, an RBI double tonight. His average creeping north.
Making a bid for the All-Star game himself.
Final voting available online for the All-Star game Thursday at 11:59 Eastern Time. Then our friends at TBS will air the All-Star Selection Show on Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Pop up into center field. McCann is the second out. Albert Pujols, the National League's leading vote getter, over 3 million votes. Chase Utley, Hanley Ramirez, Yadier Molina of the Cardinals, Hayward, Braun, and Andre Ethier, the three outfielders in no particular order. And Placido Polanco leads among third basemen.
You're kidding. Wow.
Just ahead of David Wright, and that's
David Wright has certainly gone to the whip. He has almost single-handedly kept the Mets going offensively the way he's played.
They're off to a flying start against the Marlins tonight. The Mets finally underway at Hiram Bidhorn Stadium in San Juan. Lead 3-0 over the Marlins. That's a game and a half behind Atlanta at the start of play tonight. And that's a strike three to Troy Gloss. And J.D. Martin has a spotless bottom of inning number 5. Middle innings upon us here in Atlanta. Glad you're with us. Braves in front 3-0. Joe with you tonight. Time to visit our Cabot Woodstain's legendary performance on this day in history. 1978 stretch. Willie McCovey hit his 500th career home run off Jamie Easterly across the street at Fulton County Stadium. And Willie McCovey became the 12th player at the time with 500 home runs or more in his career.
It was Henry Aaron who said that if it weren't for the injury problems for Willie McCovey and his knees especially, that he would have been the guy that set the home run record.
I'm not sure if Willie McCovey's shot landed right where Henry Aaron's blast did. A ballpark known as the launching pad this time of year.
I'm going to venture a guess that Willie pulled one to right field.
One ball, one strike to Ryan Zimmerman, who is 0 for 2 in the game. I'd say the Braves are delighted with that.
You know it. The only walk was last inning with first base open. And runners at second and third.
Zimmerman high stepping out of the way and takes a long route back to the dish. That didn't miss by much.
He was fortunate to get out of the way of this one. I mean, sailing right over the ear hole on his helmet. That will get your attention.
Does that get filed under the control comes last?
It could, yes. It could. Certainly got away from him. Nothing at all intentional about that one when you're up 3-0.
That's how you answer a pitch like that. I can't imagine how hard it must be to stand in after you've gotten the tower buzzed at 93 and then pull a ball over short.
Well, you just got to remember that you're hitting against guys who are professional and know what they're doing, and certainly wouldn't try or hope that they wouldn't try to do that a second time in a row and have a short memory.
That's a major league bit of hitting for Zimmerman now as Adam Dunn digs in. He's doubled and he has popped out. That pop out was a painful one for him. It was a 3-0 count. And he's down a quick strike. And he beats the shift, hits it in the straightaway right, and 2 on, nobody out, and the tying run to the plate.
And that's 5 of the last 7 Nationals hitters to reach base against Jurrjens.
And he's 1 pitch away from 80.
Adam Dunn, a low ball hitter with long arms, terrific plate coverage. Combed that one to right.
So the bullpen will get busy now in this 6th inning. Here is Josh Willingham, who has struck out swinging twice. JJ would love another one of those or a double play ball. McCann has that one hit off his glove, and the runners move up, and that takes away a double play chance. We'll see how that's scored.
Whether it's a wild pitch or a pass ball, it really hurts. And Brian just kind of tried to pancake that one. Turned the fingers over. Didn't get out in front of that one.
So now real trouble as they count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Spinners and Moylan cranking it up.
Willingham with one swing of the bat hoping to tie this game. Nationals have won 12 of 14 games in which he's hit the ball out of the park. Now he's way ahead, 3 balls and a strike.
Short, quick, compact swing, and a good high ball hitter.
Popped up. Will it stay in play? Gloss over near the Braves dugout, just out of reach.
Tough time of night, too, for fly balls here at dusk in Atlanta. Kind of a glow from the sunset, too, on some clouds overhead. Big pitch here for Jurrjens. He's got first base open, but he doesn't want to put the potential tying run on, so he can get Willingham to chase.
He could. Bases loaded, nobody out. And now Pudge Rodriguez, the batter. As Jurrjens may be tiring just a bit, up to 85 pitches, and Bobby Cox is going to take him out of this ball game. So JJ goes 5 innings plus. Surrenders 6 hits, no runs so far, a couple of walks. He struck out 6 men, but he will give way to Peter Moylan, and he'll get a nice ovation from this crowd in Atlanta. Welcome back, Jurrjens. In the last inning plus, and he'll depart this 6th inning with the bases loaded and nobody out. And Peter Moylan, the first man summoned as Bobby Cox makes the AT call to the bullpen, and he will have to get Rodriguez, Guzman, or Gonzalez to preserve the shutout and, more importantly, an Atlanta lead.
There are Peter's numbers for the year, and the Nationals have hit him pretty well in the past, not just this year. An inning and a third total against Washington, 3 hits and a run, that home run by Willingham last night. But a 5.49 career ERA against Washington.
Double play ball. There's one. There's two. That helps.
Really big.
Done to third, 2 outs, 3-1 game. And no RBI, the penalty for the twin killing.
And something that's been missing a little bit from Peter Moylan, who's asked to come in and get some ground balls, is to get the ball hit on the ground. Boy, what a good pitch.
We talk so much about ERA and all that stuff for relief pitchers. First batter retired is a huge number for a middle relief guy, because you're coming into situations just like Peter did.
Tough spots.
42 first batters for Moylan, now 28 retired. That's 2 out of 3. But none bigger than the one in this 6th inning to retire Rodriguez and keep the lead at 3-1 now.
Was that Dave?
I think it was. We haven't seen Dave for a while.
We haven't seen Dave in a long time. He's been missing in action.
I was trying to think what the name was. It's been so long since we've seen it. And he tried to back Dave up. Missed with it. 3 balls and a strike.
It was the changeup he was working on in spring training to deliver to left-handed hitters, and he named him Dave.
Missed inside, ball 4. So first and third, 2 outs. And Alberto Gonzalez, the National shortstop, 1 for 2 in the game, stands in.
Five hits in his last 6 at bats in this series. And that's what Tim Hudson was able to get him to do Monday. Chase a lot of breaking balls off the plate.
I know we've seen Tim pitch good baseball. You ever seen him pitch that good a baseball?
He was outstanding Monday night. Another one off the plate. Chased it.
What a beautiful night. Just a pink and purple and orangish glow overhead. Braves and Nationals battling in the gloaming.
It's almost like if you throw that slider up there, that breaking ball, to the outer part of the plate, he's going to hack at it. And whether or not he can reach it is another question. He's reached the last 2. And maybe that's what Brian was out there to say to Peter. Let's really waste one.
Nine o'clock in the East. Bounces away. Dunn halfway down the line, does not come home. He scampers back to third, and Guzman moves into second base.
Let's see what happened there. Mack was set up outside, and another bouncer in the dirt. There's a wild pitch because a runner moves up. But again, Mack's turning his glove over like he's trying to backhand the short hop. I think it skipped off the plate, but got a runner third. You got to move.
Didn't have to move much to catch that one. The slider erases Gonzalez, and the Nationals strand 2 runners in scoring position. They've left 7 in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them have been either at second or third.
Like freeze cam and the train. Great effort here by Eric Hensky off the bat of Adam Dunn, trying to make a diving catch. Showed the ball to the umpire, but James Hoy had hustled out there to see the ball bounce into Eric's glove that you see here. Good freeze cam action. That's the Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, the Braves have finally chased J.D. Martin from the game. He'll depart after 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Boy, the story of his major league career, 3 runs or less just about every time out, but no run support. His offense has given him just 1 tonight. Nationals have stranded 7 men, 6 in scoring position, and now Joel Peralta, who was pitching great baseball at AAA, has continued that good work so far at the big league level.
20 for 20 in save opportunities at Syracuse with a 1.08 ERA. He got called up June 21st.
Am I reading this right in the notes? He's 34?
He's been around.
He may not be the most famous Peralta in Major League Baseball. Johnny Peralta, who plays for the Cleveland Indians and has the odd spelling, which, as we all know, is J-H-O-N-N-Y, is the other Peralta in the big leagues. Balls and a strike. Another quality start for Hensky tonight at the plate. He's walked, he's singled, and he's scored the second of the Braves' 3 runs. Fly ball to center. Morgan drifting back. And 2 steps shy of the fence. Makes the play for the first out. Again tonight, friends, you can buy a pair of prorated season tickets starting at $3 a seat and get a Braves bat. Call 404-577-9100 to get all second half games and a Braves autographed bat. Braves ticket sale reps are standing by. Chester Lansing from Americus, Georgia, just got a Troy Gloss bat.
Way to go, Chet.
Here's Escobar 0 for 2. have been drawn well this year, averaging just shy of 30,000 fans a game. They've gone over the 1 million mark in attendance and have not reached the halfway point in the home schedule yet, with the Braves figuring to play good baseball. A lot of home games left this summer. I think you will start seeing some 35 and 40,000 numbered crowds like you did the other night with Strasburg pitching.
That would be really nice. And if they stay in first place, you can expect that to happen, I would guess.
Braves have a very home-heavy schedule in August. They play only 10 road games the entire month of August. And they have only 2 road trips in September. The longest one, a big one, Mets, Phillies, and Nationals. Will be the last road trip of the year. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see if the Braves can polish off Washington and win another series tonight. That says it all, doesn't it?
I don't think there's any doubt that Escobar suffered a little on this one. Fastball right in the ribs. Yeah, nothing good about that. Three players in the National League with at least 225 at-bats and no homers. 2 of them are in this game. Escobar and Niger Morgan. The other is Ryan Theriot of the Cubs.
I can see Theriot and Morgan, but the Escobar one to me is surprising. Wild game down in San Juan. Mets led 3-0 after half inning. The Marlins have come charging right back. It's 3-2 and they're still batting. That one's Pelfrey and Volstad. Down at Hiram Bithorn Stadium. And a strike to Blanco evens the count. You mentioned the Cubs. They lost again today. The Pirates beat them. Pittsburgh this year has 27 wins. 9 of them have come against the Cubs.
They'd lost 16 or 17 in a row on the road before they beat the Cubs 3 days ago. 2 days ago, I guess it was. Escobar, in case you're curious, I was. How many home runs did he have through June last year? He had 7.
That's another one of those. If you'd have told me on June 30th he wouldn't have a homer and would have less than 20 RBIs, you'd be shocked. You'd wonder what kind of year would the Braves be having. This Braves team, I think, is a team in every sense of the word. If one guy doesn't do it, 24 other guys will pick you up. One columnist wrote, this club reminds him more of the '91 Braves team than any in recent memory. Fly ball down the left field line by Blanco. Willingham, long run, tracks that down in foul territory. A nice running catch. Escobar was all the way around second, had to re-tag. And made it back to first. Let's see if he did indeed re-tag. Let's see if the Nationals appeal.
Nice play there by Willingham. At the least, he had a long way to go.
Brooks Conrad now will hit for Moylan.
On that fly ball. Never touched the bag. Got there but never touched it, so we didn't need to retouch.
Ball one, strike one to Brooks Conrad. What a pickup this guy has been. 8 for 29 with 2 pinch hit home runs. Eric Hinsky has the third of 3 pinch hit homers for the Braves this year. A good cut. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you'll take those numbers coming off the bench anytime. Saw Venners, who had been loosening up with Moylan, and he got a night off last night after throwing 2 innings in the opening game of this series, so he'll be ready to go tonight. Having some good swings. Got him to swing and miss at a changeup to start the at bat. Might see him try to go back to that.
Kids having a good time up on the Sky Field tonight. Braves having a good time on the scoreboard, leading 3-1 in the 6th.
That was the changeup, but poorly thrown.
But beautifully caught. I'll tell you what, if you're a catching groupie, you can do a whole lot worse than watching this guy work behind the plate. That wasn't his best effort.
No.
But
considering where he was set up to where he had to go, he's quick on his feet.
And it seems like even if he doesn't use good technique, he catches the ball. Ton of gold gloves for Pudge Rodriguez. Told you about the home run milestone he's trying to get to. He's 234 hits away from 3,000 coming into play tonight, too. Struck him out, beautifully framed to retire the side. Brooks Conrad not too sure about that. Peralta hits a batter and doesn't allow anything else to the Braves as we head to the 7th inning. from the Nationals. They enjoy a 3-1 lead as we take a look at our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot. Here's what's up in Major League Baseball tonight.
David Wright again off to a good start for the Mets, driving in 2 runs for them. They've added to their lead, even though Florida got a couple in the first. Jay Bruce, the 2-run homer in the 8th off Halladay. Joey Votto also had a home run in that ball game. Rafael Furcal, big day against the Giants in their win over San Francisco. And Brad Lincoln combining with his bullpen on that shutout of the Cubs, his first career win and a former first-round pick for the Pirates. Good for him.
Wrigley Field truly was the land of Lincoln today.
You're fresh, aren't you?
Had a few
you
days.
Are so sharp.
Had a few days to think about that one. Bobby makes his AT call to the bullpen, as it'll be flamethrower Johnny Venters. 1 pitch, 1 out. And I love the animation. Look at that beautiful brand new BlackBerry.
Looks like your phone. Does everything but dance. That was Ian Desmond pinch hitting. That grounded out.
So his June swoon continues. Venters continues his electric work out of the pen. Now, the fun thing about a major league team is you watch them play day after day over the course of the season is seeing young players make your club out of spring training as the 10th, 11th, sometimes 12th pitcher or the 24th or 25th man as a bench player. And then they just sort of ease into the games. The manager finds spots for them to pitch or play. They have some success. And then, as you said, their role becomes more and more prominent. And then you gauge how much success they're having, and they take on an even bigger role for you. Johnny's not pitching in mop-up duty. He's come on and gotten big outs in the 7th and 8th innings this year for this team.
Yeah, and didn't even make the club out of spring training. I mean, he got called up after JoJo Reyes went on the DL. Oh, that's a beauty.
Morgan with a beautiful bunt, and that's the only chance Prado had, was a diving, sweeping attempt. That's a page out of the Joe Simpson.
Oh, well, honestly, I was just going to say, if you're a left-handed hitter who's having trouble with a left-handed pitcher, especially when throws hard as Venters, and his follow-through takes him to the third base side, and you can bunt, this is an automatic. You got to try it because you get the jump on him to the bag. That was just a great bunt by Nigel Morgan.
And so Mike Morse will come on and pinch hit for Bernardina here in the 7th inning.
Well, that'll give you some idea of the respect Jim Riggleman has for Johnny Venters already, because Bernardina is one of his hottest hitters, even though he's 0 for 3 tonight.
Morse hitting .340 with 3 homers. How's he done as a pinch hitter, you might ask?
How's he done as a pinch hitter?
Well, I'm glad you asked. He's 3 for 11.
He's got some pop.
Was Mike Morse in the Seattle organization?
He was.
Right off the plate. And Escobar will start a double play. Look at where Morgan ended up. He buried himself about 10 feet shy of the second base bag, knowing Escobar was going to low bridge him if he tried to take him out. Venters works a scoreless 7th. Get out, Niger. Double play sends this game to the stretch. Florida Marlins. That'll be Tim Hudson and Ricky Nolasco in the homestand wrap-up. But first things first tonight, 3-1 Atlanta as we check out our Toyota Tundra hardest working player.
And that would be Ivan Rodriguez. Check this out. Watch how he moves to get in front of the balls in the dirt. Keeps the ball in front of him. He's done that a few times in his career. And then has to actually make a stop here to the backhand on a ball that was so far out away from his target. Couldn't get there, but still quick as a cat. Great fundamentals.
Couple of changes for the Nationals. As the top of the order up for the Braves and Martin Prado, it'll be Ian Desmond taking over in right. Remember, he's been a shortstop for them most of this season, and now left-hander Doug Slayton on for the 19th time. Nationals bullpen this year has turned in some real respectable work.
Topped by Matt Capps with 22 saves.
Their team ERA out of the bullpen is almost a full run better than their starting staff. Remember, that's a number that's been helped a lot by the starts of Steven Strasburg. So that pen has been a big strength for them. You're right about Capps, Drew Storen, the youngster. Tyler Clippard's won 8 games for him. That's why when I saw the Nationals early in the year, as well as they played against the Braves with Livan Hernandez up there pitching, I think, okay, they get Strasburg back, they get Lannon straightened out. As a hot shot snared again at second, Guzman has robbed Prado twice of hits. And Martin is retired to start the inning.
One to his right, now one to his left. Outstanding play by a guy who also was a shortstop, and then a nice pick over there by Adam Dunn. That was a tough hop to handle.
Big man at first hung with it and gets the first out. You know, if Washington can get Chin-Ming Wang back, they can get Jordan Zimmerman back. They have a lot of options as far as their starting staff is concerned behind Strasburg.
A ton of guys. Lannon, you know, was sent back to AAA to iron out some of his problems. Scott Olson could be back from the DL. They have trouble finding room for everybody. Nice problem to have.
Well, yeah, if that's the case, then Mike Rizzo, the Nationals GM, can not only contemplate moving some of his veteran bats for young players, but some of those starters too. And Melky, did he offer at that ball? No swing. He says it hit him on the foot. John Hirschbeck, is going to give him first base.
Yeah, Melky was afraid they were going to call it a foul ball. To say he came hot-footing it out of the box here would be an understatement. And right on the outside of the right foot.
Now Jim Riggleman's going to ask, was that a swing? If you swing at that ball, it hits you. But Wally Bell at first said no swing, so it is a hit batsman. In the old days, he used to say, hey, check for the shoe polish. Do they use shoe polish on these new spikes these days?
Sure they do.
Still do?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Chipper batting right-handed.
Unless you're one of the guys wearing patent leather.
I don't know. Let's check out the foot gear. Melky Cabrera at first. Those new spikes look a little shiny from my vantage point. Somebody had some of those too. Patent leather looking spikes. See that shiny point?
Some shiny stuff.
Yeah.
pretty slick. Those are good looking.
Got to the ballpark early today, and Billy Wagner had the funny line of the night. He's got high top spikes that he's going to wear to help that left ankle, just to protect it a little bit. He walked into the coach's office with Bobby and Roger McDowell and Glenn Hubbard and I were just sitting around chewing the fat. I said, "Did I get traded?" Bobby looked at him as Chipper takes ball 4. Billy's got a brand new shoebox, and he pulls out this brand new pair of high tops, black and pumpkin orange.
Oh.
He said, "I thought they looked a little red, but then it put him next to the box." You know, he asked Troy Gloss, who was at the ballpark early too, and Troy said, "Billy, maybe they were just too shy to tell you, so they put the wrong shoes in your locker." The hit batsman in a walk has McCann up. Braves trying to pad a lead now.
Nationals got Slayton from the Diamondbacks on waivers last winter. He too started the season at Syracuse and pitched well there.
I don't know why Slayton was let go by Arizona. All I know is that Arizona's bullpen has been awful. All this guy's done is win 2 games and pitch to a 2.57 ERA with the Nationals.
And that was close. Pudge Rodriguez looking at Brian like, get out of the way. Goodness.
Hope he saw it all right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ouch on the hand. And that's a scary place to get hit.
Especially given that David Ross got a sore hand too.
Oh, you heard that hit flush all the way up here.
Had him on the right hand, on the heel of his right hand. It looked like maybe the back of his right hand. And you only have to go back as far as Omar Infante in 08 to remember him getting hit by a pitch.
Again, Jim Riggleman, the National skipper, is out trying to see if McCann swung at that ball. Not only that one, but Melky Cabrera as well. And they will indeed ask for help at third. Todd Tichenor says no swing. Bases are loaded now with 1 out. And Jim Riggleman looking down the left field line and into his bullpen will make a change here.
Well, he obviously didn't swing. Maybe they thought maybe it hit the knob of the bat and not his hand. But 2 hit batters and a walk. Maybe we're beginning to see why he was placed on waivers.
Slayton gets a standing boo as he makes his way to the Nationals dugout. And Miguel Batista, veteran right Bases are loaded and only one man out. Time now for a money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Look for the Energy Star label when buying new appliances. Go to GeorgiaPower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power is a Southern company. Veteran Miguel Batista is on in relief, and he's got a big mess. And Troy Kloss in the batter's box.
39 years old. He's in his 23rd professional season. He's been pitching real good baseball for the Nats of late. He's worked scoreless relief in 13 of his last 14 outings, a 1.50 ERA over that period, and he needs a ground ball desperately to keep the Nationals in striking distance here.
Here's one of those spots for the Braves where they really would like to deliver a knockout blow. They loaded the bases in the first and scored but one run. They lead by 2. As Washington makes another defensive change, which we'll tell you about after this first pitch to Troy. And it's popped up. Out goes the second baseman Guzman, infield fly, and Kloss pops up the first pitch for the second out. That hurts. Alberto Gonzalez is now in right field. Desmond goes to shortstop, so Jim Riggleman flip-flops those two guys.
That's an odd one.
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't he do it at the beginning of the inning? Or maybe he intended to, and that didn't happen. Desmond played in one game in the outfield last year. This was his first one this year, but comes in now, at least on that pitch, in anticipation of a possible double play.
Got to tell you, though, Ian looked great out there, right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Very comfortable. Here's Hinske.
And Alberto Gonzalez goes to right field, and this is his first ever game in the outfield.
Two balls, no strikes. Reds beat Roy Halladay and the Phillies today. Mets are up 4-2 early down in San Juan, Puerto Rico. They had a lengthy rain delay at the start of that ball game tonight.
Eric Hinske, always patient in these situations.
And even more so now with the 3-0 count.
He remembers who's in trouble. But the pitcher's got to come to him and throw a good pitch.
He's got to throw him a strike. He couldn't. A bases loaded walk, and Hinske drives home Melky Cabrera to make it a 4-1 game. '31st RBI for Eric Hinske. And the bases remain full now for shortstop Yunel Escobar.
Pretty nice when you can score a run, an insurance run, without benefit of a hit.
Braves have received
batsmen and 2 walks.
Yeah, 3 hit batsmen in total and 4 walks overall in the game. Let's see if Yunel can come through with 2 outs. Outfield shades him way around toward right. Big gap at left center. Budge tried to fake out Chipper Jones on that play. Even he's smiling about it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a slider over the inside corner. Retires the side. Escobar argues and is going to be fined by Hirschbeck as that retires the side. Braves pick up an insurance run and do it without a hit. To the 8th we go, leading 4-1.
I think he did. I don't think this slider ever caught the plate. Target's inside. It started in and kind of curved back in, but curved around the plate. And Fox Tracks shows you that you now had a definite beef.
But he is called out to end the Atlanta 7th, and a couple of changes now as we go to the 8th inning. Omar Infante takes over for Eric Hinsky in the outfield. And another AT call to the bullpen. This time it's Takashi Saito. He'll try to set things up for Billy Wagner perhaps in the 9th tonight.
Now, one more run there would have been nice since the Nationals bullpen was in a giving mood. Saito's last 2 outings, including the 2-run homer he gave up in Chicago to Konerko that connected him with the loss, and then against Detroit 4 days ago, 2/3 of an inning, a hit, 2 walks, and 2 runs. That was in the 9th. Remember, he was working because Billy was unavailable, and Saito and Flaherty were having trouble throwing strikes that day.
Strike 1. Saito back with the Braves after going to the disabled list with a hamstring problem. Remember, he had but 1 rehab outing. And then back with the big club. So he's sort of feeling his way back, much like Jurrjens did tonight. Jurrjens much more minor league work. Came out of tonight's ball game 5 innings plus, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Well, the thing about Saito coming back was he said, I'm about 90%. Well, he's 40 years old. It's not like with all due respect to Takashi, it's not like a younger guy and a quick healing leg. He's not quite as limber as he used to be.
The other side of that is with age comes wisdom. I'm sure he knows how far he can push himself if he is at 90%.
Well, just think how smart I am then, if that means something.
How long do I have to think? Swing and miss. 1 out. You're very smart, Joe. You know that. I know that, too. Tonight, only buy a pair of prorated season tickets. They're $3 a seat, and you'll get a Braves bat. 404-577-9100. Be as smart as Joe.
Yeah.
And give us a call tonight. Rachel Brooks from Fairburn, Georgia, just got a Martin Prado signed bat. That bat will come in a Teflon case, I think, because you know that Prado bat is red hot.
Yes, it is. Handle with gloves.
Here's Dunn. Couple of hits for Adam tonight. He's doubled, he's singled, and he's popped out. Braves again shift for him. And the next time we see the Nationals will be right around the trade deadline. Popped up and out of play. We'll be in Washington the 27th, 8th, and 9th of July. And I think it's a fair question. How many of the Nationals we're seeing tonight will still be wearing Washington colors at the end of next month?
Depends on how many players they might have ready to come up and play a half season and get ready for 2011. If they've got any position players that are ready. They've got somebody having a good year at Syracuse knocking on the door that they want to get some at bats for.
And it depends too, I'm sure, on what. We don't know if the Nationals are sellers. You think it's logical that they might be, but it also depends on what they get back. They might get some major league ready talent from another club's AAA or AA team for guys like Dunn or Willingham or Batista, whomever.
Christian Guzman would be a nice pickup for somebody too.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat. 300 average. Did Dunn go around? No, he didn't swing.
Would have gotten it stopped.
Adam was a big time college football prospect. Played quarterback at Texas. Tipped and caught by McCann. Dunn went fishing. Saito has his second strikeout. And that Gas South sign in right is sparkling, as is Saito.
Went upstairs to get this one. Braves have recorded several strikeouts up there tonight. Jurrjens got 2 or 3 of them upstairs in his 5 innings of work too.
Nationals have struck out 9 times in this game. He made a good call on JJ too. In that control coming last. You know, pitchers say everything starts with your fastball. He had a great fastball tonight.
Really good fastball. A lot of life on it. A lot of 94s. I don't know if there was a 95 mixed in there or not, but I know I saw some 94s. And he was using it.
A lot of knee-high strikes and then finished guys up, climbing the ladder, above the letters. And Willingham's going to pop out, and Saito should have a perfect 8th. Prado's underneath that. And we go to the bottom half. Atlanta in command late, trying to win 2 out of 3 from the Nationals. 4-1 is your score.
just joined us, 5 excellent innings. He only gave up 1 run, walked a couple, struck out 6. Martin Prado led off the game with a double, scored a run. Brian McCann drove him in with a double of his own. And that leads us to our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. And for Brian McCann, it was his 33rd RBI of the year as he went the other way off J.D. Martin. And with 2 outs, that drove in Martin Prado. Almost hit it over the fence. Hit it right into that scoreboard out and left. Braves up 4-1. And the Nationals making another pitching change here.
It's Matt Capps. And this guy has been a terrific find for the Washingtons. It was a 2-team race for the services of Matt Capps this offseason, either the Cubs or Washington. And he picked Washington. And the Nationals happy he did. As you mentioned, Joe, 22 for 26 in saves this year.
Yeah, it might earn him a spot on the All-Star team as a result. 3.48 ERA, just 7 walks. Just so important to closers not to walk a bunch of guys when they come in. He was the Major League Baseball Delivery Man of the Month for April. And he saves the most in the major leagues.
That's not surprising. Remember how hot the Nationals started this year. And Capps had a big part of that. The Braves saw the Nats. They were a couple of games over 500. They were 14-12 at one point. Now the Nationals 34-44. So things have definitely taken a turn for the worse for them. And especially away from Nationals Park, where they're just 14-28 this year. Gregor Blanco, Omar Infante, Martin Prado coming up in the Atlanta 8th.
Capps was born in Douglasville, Georgia. Went to high school at Alexander High School.
Back up the middle. Guzman again. Off balance throw and not in time. Infield hit. Another 2-hit game for Blanco. Christian did everything he could.
Gregor Blanco doing what he's been asked to do, and that is play good defense. He's been batting 8th in the order. He puts a bunt down when he needs to. He, for the most part, has hit the ball on the ground to get his base hits. Playing really well right now.
And that was one of, I think, your best points of the year when you talked about Gregor Blanco accepting what this club needs him to be offensively.
And that really happened.
Bunted in the air, and Dunn will make the play and foul ground. Omar tried to advance him and pops out.
That really happened a couple of years ago where he had to make some adjustments. He started choking up on the bat some, realizing he wasn't going to hit enough home runs to make a difference. But using his speed and getting on base and scoring runs, stealing bases, he could be an asset to a team.
So Blanco 5 for 10 in this series. Sets things up for Martin Prado, who would probably have 2, maybe 3 hits tonight were it not for Christian Guzman out at second base. He's robbed him a couple of times. Martin, though, is 1 for 3. He's doubled, he's scored, and he's knocked in a run.
Let's see how he works it here early in the count. Capps throws hard. Martin excellent at going to right field. He's got a big hole to work with. Let's see if he tries to go to right.
Is that one of the keys in the first game of this series? Braves approach against Strasburg, taking him the other way?
Yeah, and early in the count. You know, he didn't have a high pitch count. I think in the first inning he gave up that run, but he'd only thrown about 10 pitches because they were jumping on him early. This is all due to the Nationals' concern for Blanco at first. Wagner getting ready. Don't know if he's got a new pair of high tops there that are not orange and black, but we'll find out.
Well, for a guy that is a flamethrower, those would be appropriate colors. Nope. That's the standard black and white. Billy Wags tonight, 2 balls, no strikes. Runner goes, good jump. Pitch a strike. Throw a strike. And what a night for Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. He has had another outstanding defensive game. 2 outs.
How many Gold Gloves? 13.
So many I lost count. Yep, 13 of them.
Closing in on 3,000 hits, 13 Gold Gloves. Has always possessed a terrific throwing arm. Quick release and right on the money, unfortunately for Gregor, who did get a good jump.
2-2.
Run!
Hot shot. Boxed by Desmond. Hangs with it and hits a high target. Martin Prado has 1 hit tonight. He very well could have 4. And that'll do it for Atlanta in the bottom of the 8th inning. Desmond had a little trouble but didn't panic. And we go. Said earlier tonight, Joe, that Jurrjens was in the middle of everything. He was in the 4th, and that's our Toyota Tacoma play of the game.
What an at-bat he had. He kept showing bunt, pulling it back. He had Dunn and Zimmerman charging, and then he tried to put a bunt down, was unsuccessful, showed bunt again, and as you saw right there, just laced an RBI single right over the top of Zimmerman's head, who was drawn in. That was outstanding.
So JJ with an RBI hit, 5 innings of 1-run baseball. Made a fine defensive play on a comebacker. He has had himself a terrific return from his hamstring injury, and now he'll give way to Billy Wagner to try to nail this thing down in the 9th inning. How's this for a Hall of Fame matchup? Billy Wagner and Pudge Rodriguez in the 9th. The AT call to the bullpen, the fourth of the night for Bobby Cox. Only one hit allowed by the pen in the first 3 innings of work this evening.
Outstanding effort by all the guys. First work for Billy since he had that cortisone shot in his ankle.
Down the right field line and into the seats.
Pudge 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts in his career against him.
And he might have had the key at bat in this game in the 6th inning. Bases were loaded, nobody was out, and he hit the first pitch, I believe, from Moylan right to Escobar for a double play. And while Washington got a run in that sequence, that's the only run they've scored tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Throwing hard, able to drive off that back foot. Got some extra padding in that shoe, I'm told, to help support it.
Late swing, but it worked to perfection. And Pudge Rodriguez with a leadoff single leads off the 9th inning.
Good play by Melky Cabrera to hold him to a single. An inside out stroke. And his first career hit off Wagner to get this inning started for the Nationals.
So here's Christian Guzman. He's walked and singled in 3 plate appearances in the game.
And he's 2 for 6 off Billy in his career, but the at-bats where he didn't have hits were all strikeouts.
This guy's really turned his career around with Washington after a rocky start. Remember, they got him from the Twins. He struggled really badly his first year off the artificial surface, but since, real good, steady player for him.
Well, I'm going to step in and defend him a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that is, you go from playing on the artificial turf in Minnesota to playing at RFK Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's lucky that he was able to keep all his teeth with the bad hops in that stadium. Plus, he's battled some injuries too. Missed a lot of playing time last couple of years.
Slider got him over the outside corner, and Guzman knew it.
Not one thing he could do about it. Called a backdoor slider, and it just caught the corner.
10 Nationals hitters have struck out in tonight's game. That's the first for Wagner. And here's Alberto Gonzalez, and Billy getting his rhythm now. Pumps over a fast strike. 400 saves on the button for Billy Wags. This would be number 401 if he can get 2 more outs. From 94 to 82 on successive pitches, almost unfair.
Throwing that slider to the back foot of the right-handed hitters, and they just having to start their swing early, get ready for the fastball, just go right over the top of it. And try another one.
Electric. 2 outs. 1 on, 2 outs. Our Airtran notable home runs tonight around the big leagues. Joey Votto with a big one, beat Roy Halladay. And the Minnesota Twins got a home run at home as they knocked off the Tigers to extend their lead in the AL Central. Now he and Desmond. $20,091 the announced crowd at Turner Field, hoping to see the Braves win the series. 0-2 as the Braves concede second base for Pudge Rodriguez.
Consistent 95 and 96 tonight. No signs of any issues with the ankle, the way he's driving off of it.
Oh, baby, what a slider. Billy Wagner strikes out the side, and the Braves win it 4-1. Bad ankle or not, Billy Wagner's stuff tonight was indeed unhittable.
Another series win for Atlanta. They are 12-1-3 in their last 16 series.
And let's take a look at the Home Depot player of the game tonight. Great welcome back for Jair Jurrjens.
As he wins his first game of the year, and it comes in his first start back. And he also drove in a run to help his own cause. A great swing, faking the bunt and driving in a run in the fourth inning. Quite a night for him. A little defensive work there too helped him out, helped himself out. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he is 1-3 on the year in our Home Depot player of the game.
Braves will remain at least a game and a half in front in the National League Eastern Division.